Hey everybody, my name is JP Leonard.
And I'm Tyler Arceneaux.
And you are watching and listening to We're Dying Down Here.
Episode 7.
Episode 7.
We made it. Lucky number 7.
Lucky 7 rolls of dice.
Who would have thought we would have been here?
Who would have thought that 7 times 2 weeks we would have been here?
You know, my last podcast only lasted 6 episodes.
Oh, well, we haven't finished this one yet. So our special guest this week is Lisa Curry.
Not the Olympian.
Not the Olympian. You'll hear about that.
Roll
ready?
that intro.
Roll that bean footage. And we are here, episode 7. What is up, Tyler?
We made it.
We made it.
7 long episodes. And this just to get to this take, we did like 3 or 4 takes.
Yeah.
Daddy's slurring his words.
It's been
tonight.
bad. We were smoother last episode when you were hungover. So
Yeah. I sounded so high. I just had the droopy eyes. It was great.
Yeah, we brought no energy to that.
Yeah, it was good. I think we had a killer episode. We're getting better, I hear.
We're tuning it up. Things working. We got a brand new tablecloth that we'll show.
God.
I'll show you a picture of, but I'll have to zoom down with the other camera. But it's gonna be great because we're gonna be doing some live podcast episodes. I don't know why I said "sha," but yeah, we're making it. A lot of good feedback on Sean Patton. That was a great one, man.
Yeah, I had a lot of people are telling me that we are getting better with every episode, which is what I can only hope for.
Better than getting fatter.
I mean, I'm supposed to be getting skinnier. So
I am. I'm not unveiling it yet.
yeah,
but I haven't wore this shirt in probably a year and a half.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude.
I'm going the opposite. I'm wearing bigger clothes every day.
All right. Thank you for calling. We also have a new sponsor, by the way.
Ozempic.
All right.
I'm joking.
You'll hear about it later in the episode, but welcome Lucia Bakehouse. All right, so let me just say this. I know we're going out of order, but that's fine. Lucia Bakehouse, they took advantage of the Lafayette Comedy sponsor package ship. They're sponsoring the show, so they're getting the free tickets for them and their customers, and then they're also sponsoring the podcast. Yeah, they're sponsoring podcast.
Oh, this podcast?
This podcast,
hey,
bro.
What is it that they do over there?
Dude, okay, so they used to exist. They used to always be at the farmer's market on Saturdays. The best stuff. So it's like baked goods, croissants, quiches, tarts. They do these little donuts. It's like a cream-filled donut, and it's got little sugar on it. Dude, it is
gluten-free?
No charge for the gluten. I'm sure they got some.
That is I think that is a beautiful way to describe gluten-free.
Yes.
The gluten's free.
It's free. Quit being a little wuss and eat it, you dork. Yeah. But no, some of the best baked goods I've had, they are phenomenal. They now got a place off of Collie Saloon, beautiful little place. And shout out to Lucia Bakehouse for joining us as a sponsor and for making Tyler fatter.
Do they listen to this?
He does. He's a big comedy fan. And he's been to many shows. Shout out Rob. He was at the Dave Attell show, him and his wife.
Great.
So I got to see him after I came from my little smoking area where I was smoking my cigar, and that guy bought me that 18-year Macallan.
Ooh. His name's Rob?
His name's Rob. Rob Sandberg.
My favorite type of cookie is peanut butter.
I was going to say free. But he also said, in addition to that, on the weekends, when we have shows, he's going to give us some baked goods for us and the headliners.
With weed in them, hopefully.
Eventually.
They do that there?
No, not yet.
Not yet, Lucia.
Different kind of green.
What's a baked green?
Mint.
Mint?
Oregano. Bailey. I don't know. What's
broccoli? You don't bake broccoli.
broccoli.
Broccoli casserole, green beans.
Boy, we have Ben Bay Leaf over here.
Ben Bay Leaf.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, we're fucking cooking today.
We are cooking with Sterno tea. What's been up, Tyler? How are you, buddy?
Honestly, I've been on not a break by any means, but enjoying a little hiatus the last 10 days or so from comedy.
Hiatus, I bet.
I have been getting very hiatus.
What's the hiatus part? Go ahead.
That's just where I get high and I hate us. No,
I was at eight.
Ate us.
Ate us. That's a fat joke.
Ate us, yeah. Well, yeah, so I've just been kind of coasting, writing, making a lot of reels. Did have one show since the last time we spoke, though, that we did together.
Which one was that?
We traveled out to Baton Rouge. To do Stone vs. Drunk vs. Sober.
Yeah.
For the first time at the station.
First time, and we packed that sucker out. That's most people I've seen there in a long
37. No, I'm joking. It was more than that. How many tickets?
I don't know.
60?
I didn't count.
40?
Just
45?
312.
It's a fairly small room, so it felt great.
Every chair,
great
every seat
atmosphere.
was full. Some standing room. Yeah,
absolutely. Contest did not go as it was supposed to. I'm going to be honest.
That means he did not win. But go ahead.
that does mean I did not win. But I will be real with you, all right? When I lose and I don't think I deserve to win, I admit it. This is not one of those times, all right? I think I personally had the best set of the night.
Yeah.
And my partner did fairly well.
Who's your partner again?
Brock White Lions.
Never heard of her.
The whitest of all lions.
Oh, yeah.
I think collectively we had the best two sets combined. However, one Aaron Heltz had his entire family, his entire wife's family, everyone he graduated high school with, his dentist's office,
his transmission repair guy.
Yeah, even Aaron's friends were walking up to me afterward like, this is rigged.
Oh, don't call him out on it, but Jesus.
Yeah, Aaron, no, I'm joking. Aaron did great.
Aaron had a good set, and who was his partner?
Fucking Terrence the lame.
The lame. Terrible the lame. Am I right? Call in.
Nah, those guys killed it.
Yeah.
A much deserved, well, it was a win.
You guys did great. You deserve to win.
How do you think the show went?
I thought it was fun. It was good. Yeah, it was kind of like trying to get everything set. Once we got all that, I felt everything went smoothly. They were they're weird on some stuff, but there was a lot of people. Like I got a lot of people who I feel wouldn't normally be at that place, and there were some older crowds there. I don't know, I'm older, not like 60s or whatever. But I got calls from people coming in from Homa and everywhere. So whatever I was doing for advertising worked, and I mean it was good, and I think the venue was happy. So
I actually had somebody drive from Lafayette to see me.
Nice.
They had never come to a show before, and that's what they chose to do.
All right,
drive to the first Stone Drunk Sober at the station.
You got to check that website,
I was like, please check the website. Come back next week.
Yeah. Well, next episode we get to talk about Stone versus Drunk versus Sober versus Mardi Gras, which happens February 9th here, and it's going to be bonkers. But yeah, it was a good bringing it over there at the station. We'll be back over there.
There was this weird scenario where there was like karaoke the night before and karaoke after us. So they had this big 6-foot table in front of the stage for no reason.
They should have had food on it.
Yeah, and I honestly felt like an idiot because Mike went up there after me and put his leg up on it, and I was like, damn, I should have done that. That looks so cool.
That's a sturdy table.
When a fat man can lean on a fucking table, that is a good table.
Yeah.
That is a good table.
I call you Scott Stop Eating.
What?
Scott Stop for Creek.
No. I can't get any higher.
All right, you two.
When you are eating.
The song Higher is about Tyler's cholesterol.
Oh.
All right.
Well,
well, that's the show. Thank you for tuning in.
6 feet from the edge is about how diabetes gets me.
So 2 nights before that, we actually had Laurie Kilmartin at the ACA. We actually recorded an episode with her. That will be coming out. That should be the next one. What a fun show we did back at our comedy club series at the ACA. And I didn't even get on the show. I gave up my spot, so I just let Maggie host it. And we had Ariel Isaac Norman in town, so give her stage time. And then Lori, and it was great. And it was just a good, solid night. And I think that's the best crowd we've had over there so far.
I like to hear that.
Yeah.
Because it's a fun room.
Yeah.
And, it's just about getting it right. Training the people that go there to what it's like to see live comedy.
Yeah, and it's good, and it's building, and it's trying to use their crowd who's not exposed to comedy versus, getting our crowd who may not know or go to things at the ACA. They have amazing music things and Louisiana Crossroads and all kind of other art stuff. So,
How did everybody do?
It was great. It was great. Yeah,
top to bottom.
Yeah, It was real fun. Laurie did a lot of good crowd work, and even like you look at the crowd and you're like, they're not gonna. When Ariel's up there, you're like, they're not gonna like these transgender jokes or whatever they're doing, and like she won them over. So
I'll tell you this though. She is a master at that. Mm-hmm. That is, honestly, that's what I think Ariel is really kind of making her name for, is being that person who's going into rooms where you wouldn't think she's going to walk out a victor, but she always does. Yeah.
So that was really good. So, yeah, that was fun. So that was on the Thursday. Then we had Stone vs. Drunk vs. Sober in Baton Rouge. And then then this past weekend, which I had a small gig. I had a pickup gig.
Just a little filler.
Just a little filler, just to run some jokes.
Pass the time on a Saturday.
Yeah, so who's
opening
that?
for
What's his name? Yeah,
Dave Patel?
Rave Marcel. Rave Marcel and Marcel Short. All right. Daddy, that's me again. Daddy got to open for, and I've said it, and it's no secret, the GOAT, my favorite comedian in the world, Dave Attell at LaBerge Casino. My second time, 1,000+ people. So I got over there nice and early. Went play some slots, getting those loose slots. Played a little video poker.
Make some money?
Not that yet. Later on, I did. I went to the smoking room to go smoke a cigar, and I sat. And this very drunk dude next to me wanted to smell my cigar. He offered me $5 to take a puff, and I was like, I'm not getting hepatitis that way.
Right.
So
COVID's fine, but not AIDS.
Yeah. So I sold him one for $5, and then he gave me a $5 poker chip. Then he gave me a $10 bill, and I was like, okay. So I gave him the $5 poker chip back, like I was making change, like a pit boss. I was like, I can't hand it to you. You got to put it down. I got to slide it over. And then I hear him talking to the bartender, who he knows by name, so Brittany or whatever her name was.
Oh, this guy's a regular.
Yeah. Oh, he a regular from offshore, and I hear him talk about, and I hear him, it's like $30, $32. And I'm like, what's this dude drinking? And he slides it over to me, and it's I think it's a 12-year Macallan Scotch. And bruh.
Did he know you wanted Scotch?
He didn't. He just went, thank you for this. And he gave me that, and it tasted like heaven. And I'm winning, and I got my cigar, and I got my Scotch. I even dipped a little tip in there, get a little woohoo. And
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
No, you do.
Is that legal?
It is. Yeah, you can just.
Can we have a producer look up the laws in Louisiana to see if that's even legal?
Just the tip. It was an aged Scotch, so it was okay. And and then I ended up winning like really well. I was hitting boom, and then I cashed out, and I was like deuces, and then I had to go walk in and go
This
meet
was all before the show.
All before the show.
Oh yeah.
So I walk out and I'm like bawling. I had after it was all done, I had an extra $25 in my pocket.
You had your set prepared already?
Sorta, because I didn't know how much Dave wanted me to do, and so but I had my I had a good 20 locked in from Norman, from the
roughly,
the theaters. I knew what I was going to do. I'll call audibles. So I went to meet up with Dave. The feature was Ryan Reese out of New York. We knew all the same people, man. So it was cool hanging out with him, and we chatted. When security walks you across through the back doors, you feel like a baller.
I know,
but no one backstage cares. And then we get in a little room, and then we're hanging out, and Ryan's like, "Whose cigars?" I'm like, "Oh, that's mine. I'm just taking it in my pocket." And then he's like, "After the show," I'm like, "Yeah." And then we did the show, and so I went up first. So Dave's like, at least 15. So I was like, cool. He's like, go longer if you want. Don't go shorter. So I went out there, and that crowd, there was a lot of holes in there. It wasn't as hot as the first time I did that room with him, but
there was a lot of holes. So I was there. We didn't reveal that yet.
Yes.
I did travel there to watch. There was that. If I had to guess, that place holds probably 1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was some gaps, but still, big crowd.
They said it was over 1,000. So
I found that the atmosphere was a little weird.
Yeah, it's weird because it's a giant ballroom.
Even for Dave, it was weird.
Yeah, but last time was like so hot.
Yeah,
and, but this time was great, and so I went out there.
Definitely.
I didn't bomb. I even made fun of the Temptations from the night before.
Yeah,
because Temptations were there. I have the set list, $300 if you want it. email me, please. And then I brought up Ryan. He went up, and then Dave went up, and I went out, got me a drink, watched from the crowd most of the time, and then Dave pulled out the recorder, and I was like, yes. And
That shit was so funny.
dude, it's the best.
I hope that's going to be on a special.
It is. Spoiler alert, March on Netflix, David Tell.
Oh,
You heard it
that's
here
a little
first.
preview for Rex.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's gonna be my Rex for the next 5 episodes. And then I went back, went side stage, and then he brought up Ryan, and he did this last time where he brings up his feature and they riff at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And so he did it with Louis and everything. So I'm just standing there, and then he goes, "All right, let's bring up Jason." And I was like, I was drinking and almost.
Did you have any idea?
No, I did not.
But you were ready.
Oh, I choked a little bit, like on my drink, and I was like, "Oh!" And I come out, and then the crowd cheered, and I was like, "What? Oh, this is great!" And then, so we got to riff a little bit with old Dave, and it was wonderful. And that was it. After it was done,
Pause.
yeah,
Pause.
I know.
Because I got to. You did not bomb.
Did not.
However, Tyler is disappointed in Daddy
I should have went harder
because Daddy did not have a "you look like" joke prepared.
I know. Look,
David Tell asked, "Come on, guys, what do I look like?" And you and Ryan were like,
Look, all that was going through my head at that time was quoting Skanks for the memories. And I was like, I could have said you look like Andre Agassi with a drinking problem or a terrorist, I should have said he looked, because he had like all black, these big cargo pants and a beanie and then a hat. And I was like, I should have stole your line, like he looks like a battle rapper at a methadone clinic.
I swear to God, that's what I was thinking. Whenever I was like, I told Michael as it was happening, I leaned over to Michael and I said, I wish I could possess Jason right now.
I know.
Because we're going to murder together.
Yeah. I know, but I didn't want to, like, I was, yeah.
I know.
It was weird.
I honestly, as fun as I am having, making fun of you right now, there is no guarantee that I wouldn't have walked up and been in the same position. So
it was amazing. I was just so happy that he brought me up
no
there.
doubt about it.
Just,
I always see pictures of our friends that open for Dave, like Alex Price and Indy, riffing with him on stage afterwards. So I knew that happened, and watching it unfold live, and then when he called you out, I was like, oh man, it's so awesome.
Yeah, it was like being picked like in PE
early. Yeah,
early.
like
give me
you have no business. Like you can't swing a baseball.
We need
bat.
some solid defense under the paint. Come on, Jason.
Yeah.
So that was crazy. And then after we hung out, we had he took us to the steak place in there, which is phenomenal. You don't know what the bill was.
They paid.
Oh yeah, he paid. There was that's a pricey place, and he was just like, order whatever, and we were ordering all kind of stuff. And yes, I had a little steak, and then it was great. I even turned down dessert. I was just like, I can't. And then after that, we went smoked cigars. Dave smoking his cigarettes, and I hung out, saw some people, hung out for a good hour, and then I was like, all right, that's it. I got to drive back home, and I drove back home, and it was.
You got lucky because we had I-10 closed down on the way home, so we had to take the long way. It took us about 2.5 hours.
Oh no, I was smooth sailing, bro.
Lucky.
So it was just perfect timing. But that was great. David Tell is my favorite. March Netflix special, and it will come out, and I may put some clips out because I recorded my set.
How did the audio come out?
It came out really well for
Damn.
for using that camera, so it sounded good and it's crystal clear. So I wish I would have had my other camera zoom back a little bit, but all right. Anything else we forgot?
Man, let's get into the interview.
Let's get into it. Filmed here in Club 337, and December 29th, I believe, we had the wonderful non-Olympic swimmer Lisa Curry.
Yeah, the best non-Australian Olympian Lisa Curry on the planet. Number one, baby.
The only one, other than the other one. All right.
Check it out.
All right.
He's always so nervous, like it's...
No, I have to refocus.
Zen.
My Shaka Khan's off. Like a chakra.
This is staying in.
Yeah, it sure is. All right, we are here with Lisa Curry. Hi, Lisa.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So I'm just going to apologize because I know we've took, a year been trying to get you here, me and you corresponding, and we just couldn't fit in dates and everything, but we finally got you here. The show's tonight. You guys, if you're watching this, you missed it. It was a great show. But yes, you were here. Yeah. So you did Baton Rouge last night?
I did. God, that was so fun.
Was that the first time you've done a show in Louisiana? Ooh, Good question.
No. Because I did New Orleans in like 2016.
What venue?
I did Hell Yes Fest.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I'm 2016.
Your eyes tell me everything I need to know.
That was,
And we know too.
I was like, you understand.
We don't make a habit out
Right?
of
Let me just say
talking
this,
drama,
Lisa.
but
That was pre-cancellation.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I did. That may have been the last year I've done it.
Oh, he
I've
did
done
it as
I've done
well,
it quite
yeah.
a few times.
yeah, that was
and I still
my-
haven't got paid for it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I feel like you're probably not going to see that money.
Yeah,
Word
it's-
on the street.
It's tucked away in some
Yeah.
little house somewhere.
So
in New
I'm
Orleans.
actually going to New Orleans for New Year's Eve. Which, if you're watching this, when does this come out?
Oh, not for a while.
Oh, I was gonna say I will sell you tickets to hang out with me and my friends. That's
Call
my,
in,
that's
guys.
my new merch. Come hang
Yeah,
out with
come
us.
hang out with us.
But I'm going there for New Year's Eve just because I'm in the area and I have the night off, and I'm like, you
Yeah.
know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna reclaim this because I didn't love it when I was here
Right,
before, and everyone's
yes.
like, New Orleans is the best city in
No.
the country, and I'm like, not for me, it wasn't.
No,
but,
you do
know.
you do the touristy Bourbon Street one time just to say you did, and then you get away.
Mm-hmm.
And then now everyone likes Frenchman Street, but I mean it's off the quarter, like the little holes in the walls.
Yeah.
That's the best. Or you go down to St. Charles Magazine, all that stuff. But that was the only thing I knew about New Orleans before I did comedy was Bourbon Street. That was it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it was like a whole new world because all the shows were elsewhere.
Yeah.
So you kind of learn about it. And then you do Lake Charles tomorrow.
Lake Charles, yeah,
Library Riot.
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know what
Wow.
that is. It's up.
That's
that-
awesome. No,
I'm
that's a
really
cool
excited.
venue.
No,
with
it's
the cool.
Look, the
the
fear in
producer's
her
really
face.
cool.
Yeah.
Good
Jacob
friend of
Gidry?
ours. Shout out to Jacob Gidry from
Yeah.
Lake
Nice.
Charles Comedy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what they call
Everyone
themselves.
has J names, and I'm
Yeah.
so confused. I'm like
JP,
Jason,
Jacob.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, I don't know who I'm talking to. And then I think it was, I don't know if it was you that booked me first. I think
was
yeah,
me.
you.
Yeah.
And then you helped me get the other gigs, which thank you. But then everybody's kind of like copied on different email
Yeah,
chains.
those
So
are the
there's like
worst.
one email chain that splits off into a few, and I'm like, fuck, where is he?
Yeah, the manager, the Baton Rouge, the manship, he's a Jason, and then so that's why I
Yeah.
go by JP. So
Such a
you know.
nice guy too.
Yeah,
So great.
yeah, great
Yeah.
venue. So you're touring with is it Sophia?
Yeah, she is out here just for this weekend of shows. It's been really fun. She's one of my best
Nice.
friends, and yeah, it's just been really cool that
Nice.
she's able to come out and do that. And she's a headliner, but she's she was like, hey,
Just
this
come
will be
hang.
a lot of fun. Let's
Yeah.
do it. And I'm like, all right, yeah, hell
Oh,
yeah.
that's awesome. You're in LA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
All right. How long you been there?
20 years.
All right. Is that where you started comedy, or where'd
yeah,
you? Oh,
isn't that wild?
where you from?
Indiana,
Oh,
Northwest
okay.
Indiana, a little
That
town
makes
called
sense.
Cedar Lake. Very rural. I was just outside of Chicago, so not entirely sure why I just moved straight to LA. I think I just was
Yeah.
like, get me out of here.
That's where you go,
And, like,
LA. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't understand that there
Any
was
plan?
like opportunities to other places. No plan.
plan?
No plan. Not even a map. I actually had, like the week before I moved, I was at the T-Mobile store. Paying my bill.
Shout out
and,
T-Mobile.
yeah, what's up? They're sponsoring this in
They're
the
not.
future. Watch them. T-Mobile, call us.
Actually, Boost Mobile.
Yeah, yeah. T-Mobile, yeah. They've sponsored you for $4. I was at the T-Mobile store, and then the gal who was ringing me up, I was just chit-chatting, and I was like, yeah, I'm moving to LA. And she's like, me too. When? And I was like, next week. And she's like, me too. And then she literally wrote directions on a napkin and handed that to me. And that was how I drove to Los Angeles. I just
Jesus.
had a fucking napkin.
Oh my goodness.
Or whatever, it was probably like a stray piece of paper. In my head, it was a napkin, but it was
Yeah.
probably just some
That's fair
random.
enough. Anything's a napkin.
Was
Yeah.
stand up the first thing you discovered in entertainment industry?
Not
or?
even close.
Yeah?
I moved out to LA for acting, and then I did a lot of nothing for years because I was so scared of failing. Which, by the way, anyone listening, you're gonna fail anyway. Just do the fucking thing. Like don't be scared of failing because you're gonna fail because that's just how everything works.
Very true.
And and I will continue to fail in the future, and it's fine because now I'm failing and making money.
I'm the best at failing, guys.
Fail up.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest loser, actually.
Pull it up now.
But
roll
yeah,
it.
so I took a couple acting classes, and then I wasn't really feeling it because I didn't like the serious acting. And then like if you ever take a scene study class, and they want you to do a comedic scene. Everything that's written into like monologue books are these corny. It's like you're the wacky neighbor who has a silly hat, and it's like that's not fucking
scripted
comedy,
improv.
You know?
Yeah,
it's really bad. And then I started doing improv at Second City. Really loved that, but I was like not quite there. Like this is so fun, but there's something else. And then there was a couple people at Second City that had done stand up, and they just had this kind of like street cred about them, like, oh yeah, I do stand up. And I was like, I'm gonna go get some of that street cred, because I grew up in Northwest Indiana in a town called Cedar Lake, which I called Chicago forever. I'm always like, I'm from Chicago, so I'm like always trying to claim the street cred, you know. And so then I did stand up, and just to say I did it, and I fucking loved it immediately. I was like, this is it. I found the thing I'm gonna do forever.
So what was
crazy.
starting out, just grinding mics? How many mics were in LA? I mean,
the first few years I didn't really do fuck all, but I mean I again the fear of failure. So I was doing mics here and there. I did like a handful of shows. So I didn't really get into stand up until like 2011. And then I was like doing mics, which now they're all paid mics. Don't fucking pay to do a mic.
Right.
Stop it. Refuse, and then they'll have to go away.
yeah.
When did you hook up with Jim?
Oh, I got staffed on the Jim Jeffries show late 2019. And then when the show wrapped, Jim messaged me and he's like, hey, do you want to start opening for me? And I was like, oh my fucking God.
I'll think about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Let
like,
me check my schedule.
I'm
like,
like,
we need to
I'm
say.
busy.
Yeah, there's literally nothing you could be doing that would be better than opening for Jim. I mean, he's like a top 5 comedian in the world.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he's so great. I was a fan of his before I wrote on the show. And what's funny was when I got staffed, my immediate first thought was, okay, great, my next goal is to open for Jim. And I was like, I didn't tell anyone that, because I was like, this is an outlandish goal, so I'll just keep it inside. I told 0 people, not my best friend. I didn't fucking write it down. And then when he messaged me, I was like, what? I didn't.
You're like backdating logs. See, guys, follow your dreams.
Amazing.
Well, like, was he doing theaters at that point? Like, well, he was doing. I was 19. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Goodness, great. How's that?
So
like,
fun.
Just like how many dates did you go out on the road with him?
I don't know, because it was a bunch of us in rotation, and there would be 2 people per show or per like weekend. So I think I was going out like 6 times a year with him, which was amazing.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
It was so fun. I mean, I started opening for him in it would have been 2021 because of the pandemic. Because he asked me late 2019, and then everything immediately shut down, which was so cool.
Thanks.
I just did my first theater last weekend.
Congrats.
Opened for Mark Norman.
We just did a little run, and
nice. Isn't it? It's here's the thing. It's so much easier.
Yeah,
it is.
I said it on this podcast.
This is going to be a harder gig.
I said it on this podcast. I was like, it's easy to make 1,000 people laugh. It's 11 people that I'm fucking scared of.
If you can't make 1,000 laugh,
when you can see all of their eyes and see just how tired everyone is.
Yeah.
Also, like, if 1 person out of 10 isn't laughing, you feel it.
Yep. I came back to do my open mic on Tuesday. There was maybe 7 audience members and a bunch of comedians, and I just felt every bit of just the difference.
Oh yeah,
between 1,000 people and 11.
You hear the air conditioning. You hear somebody's watch ticking. You're like, fuck.
We were in separate cars driving back because I was out the night before with Mark in Birmingham, and so we were both driving back from Shreveport, and we just inside each other. And I've never felt more cocky. Like these motherfuckers don't know who we are. You know, we're just. I'm sorry, I got to merge in the rain.
It's fun. It's so fun, and I can't wait to be there myself. And I've had some of Jim's fans. He has the best fans, and they'll follow me, and then they message me, and they're like, I've had a few people now that are like, how do I get you to come like headline here? And I was like, well, the best way is if you contact the club and tell them like, hey, when's Lisa Curry coming through? I'm like, that puts a little bug in their ear. So then when I send out avails, they'll know people want to come out and see me. And I've had a few people reach out to me, and they're like, all right, I called the Paramount Theater, and I'm like, I love you so much. I don't think they're gonna.
Thank you.
I haven't sent them. I mean, to be fair, I haven't sent them a veil. So
You just want to like pat them on the head and be like, "You're
Madison
cute,
Square Garden
thank
won't
you."
return my emails. You know, I'm gonna speak to their manager.
They're like,
you know.
well, I called the Hollywood Bowl. I'm like, okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and it's so sweet. And I'm like, well, one day.
Yeah, I get that often for like booking people here.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is those people who are relentless and they use multiple counts. Like, oh my God, you should see so and so. You should
And
see
it's
so and so.
you know, it's the person doing it.
And I'm like, now I'm not going to book that person just to spite you, a fake person, whoever.
Yeah.
You know. I had another question. I just lost it.
I got one.
Okay, there you
were
go.
talking
Thank
about
you.
your social.
Oh yes.
Do you purposefully? Did you purposefully use Olympian?
You bet your ass.
Yeah, dude, that is the funniest shit
Thank
because
you.
it threw me off.
We were messing
I
today.
was
He's
like, surely
yeah.
Lisa Curry's not 61-year-old 6-time gold medal Olympian from Australia because I've seen her stand up and it's not Australian. I mean, I know she knows gym. So.
Yeah.
Dude, when I started at the show, first of all, I walk in on day one. I'm going to tell the longest version of this story because
Hell
I
yeah.
always do. I have a bit about it, but it's not going to spoil it because nobody watching is at
True.
the show tonight.
Yeah.
So you'll have missed the bit, and here you go. So I chose that because she took Lisa Curry on all socials. So I was like, fuck you, I'm taking Olympian.
Beautiful.
So I
Wow.
took Olympian everywhere.
Mwah,
kills
beautiful.
me.
Chef kiss.
And so she, of course, is Australian. Jim Jeffries is Australian. So my first day at Jim Jeffries' show, I walk into the writer's room and everyone's like seated. And there's a spot in the middle. I like to be in the middle of shit because I'm like, I'm not like here on the sidelines. I want to be involved and like, you know, learn and whatever. That's so corny, but it's
No,
true.
you're right.
So I come into the room and I was like, oh, is this seat taken? And everyone's like, no, no. And I was like, okay, what is it, a fucking haunted chair? So I take the seat and then the last person to walk in the room is Jim. And apparently I was sitting next to his seat and I was like, oh, okay. See, like I wasn't like
Did you
upset
backstroke
about
out
it.
of there?
Yeah. I wasn't upset about it, but I was like, that's why everyone was like, whoa, no one sits there, you know.
It's like Sheldon Cooper's seat.
And I had my phone sitting out one day, and Jim looks over, he goes, oh, you know, there's an Olympic gold medalist named Lisa Curry in Australia. And I was like, you're not going to believe this, but I am a comedian. So.
Has she ever contacted you?
No, I tried to.
That's pretty funny.
First of all,
Let's
I
get her
follow
on the phone.
her,
Let's
and I
go.
try to be the first person to pay for shit.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
And then I had a show on Sirius XM for a long while, and I reached out to her PR person, and I was like, hey, and my message was purposefully stupid. I was like, what's up? It's Lisa Curry. I'd love to get Lisa Curry on my show. And her PR person writes back, and because they don't have Sirius XM there, and her PR person writes back and is like, yeah, we don't, she doesn't have anything to promote in the United States, so we'll pass. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
It's not about
Yeah.
that. It's
Yeah.
about me.
It is a rivalry.
it's just
What
a
are you
Spider-Man meme of both
talking
of them
about?
pointing at each other. Yeah.
I know. Well, also, like maybe like a year ago, 2 years ago now, I dropped my manager, and then I get an email from him a couple months later, and all he writes in the email is, "Did you write a book?" And I was like, "What?" She had written a book, and her face is on the cover. You guys,
Yeah.
I was like, "What?" No, I didn't write a book, man. What are you talking about?
That's so beautiful. The only Jason Leonard I know that's famous is a soccer player
Oh, well, that's fine.
or rugby or something like that.
Well, you got to take Jason Leonard's soccer.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's too much.
You know what? I will say it's fucked up sometimes. Sorry if I can't swear.
You
I'm
said
sure I
fuck like
can.
12 times.
say-
So yeah,
I say pussy probably more than any person on this planet, I think. So
I'm like, you opened for Jim. You wrote it with Jim Jeffries. Yeah, you're gonna F as a adjective.
Wait, what was I gonna say, Lisa? Oh, so I'll like talk shit about politics on Twitter, and I'll get a lot of people replying to me in disagreement, in strong disagreement. And I posted something recently, and I thought I'm probably gonna get some heat for this, and I didn't. And then I was like, uh-oh. And I went to her Instagram.
Oh no.
and all these psychos had posted under, you're not even American, fuck you. Like, and so she's probably, and it's like, her thing was like, repainted my house or whatever. And so she's probably looking at Instagram like, what the fuck is going on?
But you use a liberal cuck color. You know?
And then also what's like actually really upsetting is her daughter died tragically a few years ago. Horrible.
I know a lot about her.
Me too.
He studied for the wrong Lisa Curry for 2 weeks. So
I was reading her wiki like, this says nothing about the Jim Jeffries show.
He's wearing a Speedo right now. So.
Well, here's the thing. I was a swimmer in high school, so it's even
Oh,
weirder.
Jesus Christ.
But she, so since she lost her daughter, sometimes I'll get message requests from fans of hers that are like, I just lost somebody to cancer. Like, how do you get through this? And I'm like, oh, fuck me. And I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, and I'll like tell them, I'm sorry, like you got the wrong person. I'm a comedian. Like, wish you peace or whatever. And then one guy recently like started trying to engage with me and was like, well, do you have any advice for, and I'm like, holy shit, this is, I am not equipped to handle this. I don't know, man. My family doesn't handle grief. We just ignore it.
Yeah.
Like,
You just drink it down.
Anyway, so it's bit me in the ass, but it's too funny. And I also can't
great.
get verified because of it.
Because she's already verified?
Yeah. But I'm like, she took our name.
Oh.
Anyway, if you're listening, please follow me on Instagram at
you
Olympian
could,
Lisa
You could probably
Curry,
pay them $8.99 and get verified.
Yeah.
Right?
We know a few open micers who do that.
So that actually, not that, obviously. I don't have an Olympian of the same name, but there is an actor that shares my name, Tyler Arceneaux. And when I was on Skankfest, they created a yearbook with all the comedians, and it's a cute little yearbook. Everybody's in like these yearbook photos, and they just took people's headshots and put their names in them. However, I guess they didn't want to use the headshots I sent them, so they Google searched my name and they put that guy's picture in the yearbook.
Wait. Is he an overweight guy?
Yes.
Is. Does he have a beard?
Yes.
He does.
He's white. He's white. You guessed it. He looks a lot like me.
He looks like Tyler if Tyler did keto for like a week. So.
We're comparably fat. If you open the Skankfest yearbook for 2023, go to the A's, Tyler Arceneaux, actor from Los Angeles,
really
not stand-up comedian. I took a picture of it and I tagged him in it, and he reshared it, and he actually messaged me and was like, dude, people message me all the time and they're like, saw you last night, bro, you killed it.
Well, that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
That's nice. I don't know if anybody's contacting the other Lisa Curry going, great show.
What if she starts doing stand-up?
Yeah, I mean,
God.
she can open for me. This is Lisa. This is available to you. A whole new life awaits.
We use the same flyer.
We're going to have her on our podcast.
Yeah. And
Olympia.
our tour poster will be my face morphing into hers.
Yeah. You're the little buoys in the pool. I don't know. So what's going on like lately with you? Besides on the road, or you?
I am accepting donations. Also, Olympian Lisa Curry on Venmo. I just recorded my first special last week.
Where?
Last week, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, I saw
Where
that.
was
Yeah.
I? I don't know what time it is anymore. It was 2 weeks ago yesterday.
Yeah.
At Comedy on Stage.
Okay,
in
yeah.
Madison. It was
Killer
really
place. I hear that's like one of the top clubs ever.
When I tell you, it was so fun. First of all, best green room I've ever been in.
Nice.
I've toured all over the world. I've toured with Jim. This green room is fucking bananas. And one of the camera guys is a good friend of mine, Vince Edwards, and he works for Metal Blade Records.
Nice.
And so he's toured with all these huge bands, and he walked in the green room. He was like, "What the fuck?"
Nice.
He's like,
Well, I don't want to toot our own horn, but you haven't seen our foyer. It's right there. You can see it.
There's a couch.
There's a couch, and don't touch the pillows. That's all I'm saying. So did you do it yourself, or who's producing and releasing that?
self-produced.
Okay.
So if you want to help with that,
You gonna drop it on
Yeah.
YouTube?
Gonna
try to
pitch
sell
it
it?
and try to
Awesome.
sell it.
Yeah.
Netflix is the goal, so we'll
Heck
see.
yeah.
Of course.
Some contacts. Gonna try to make that happen.
Dude, that's awesome. Do you have a
Thanks.
name? Do you?
Yes. Well, I want to say yes, but then a friend of mine was like, sometimes Netflix makes you change the name.
All
So
right,
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't want to.
Hold
I don't
on
want to
to
say.
it.
You'll
Yeah.
see.
All right.
You'll see when
Hell
it comes
yeah.
out. You'll
Yeah.
see because you'll be following me on Instagram.
And we'll promote it too to our dozens
Yeah.
of fans.
Yeah.
So
Baker's
You'll get
Dozens
that
fans.
Lafayette comedy bump.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hold on. You probably want to put on your goggles for that one. You'd be swimming in lakes. Olympic reference. Killing it. So here's the question. Like, now you did the special. Are you dumping stuff? Are you still using it until it comes out? Like, how much have you written that's not in the special?
I've written a bunch, but I still feel like I've written a bunch, but it's not super tight.
Yeah.
So I still feel an obligation. Like when I'm on the road, I'm like, I'm doing like half of my special and then half new stuff. Cause I'm like, that stuff is so fucking tight right now. Cause I just recorded it. So I'm like, y'all paid for tickets. You're going to get a show.
And you got months till it comes out. So it's not like you're going to.
Yeah.
Do you already have new tags for some of those jokes that you're like,
you know
damn
I
it.
do.
Oh, God.
Damn it, I wish that was
I
in
had
the
a show the
special.
very next night, and I was like, son of a bitch. Just so
Yeah.
mad, or like a gesture for something, and I'm like, it's torture. It's hell.
When did you do the album?
My album was in 2019.
Material crossover between the two?
None.
No?
Not
Oh, wow.
not
That's
a word.
impressive.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I had a lot more stuff. What I thought I was going to record, and what like at the beginning of 2023, and what I ended up recording are entirely different. I wrote something new in like January, and that became this big like 15-minute chunk, and that replaced a ton of stuff. Where I was like, this is so much better than the rest of that.
Yeah. What a great feeling.
Thanks.
So this podcast is called We're Dying Down Here.
Uh-huh.
It's about us living here in Louisiana, trying to do comedy,
Uh-huh.
try not to just get sucked into the void. But you kind of answered it already. You already moved to LA, and that's kind of where you started doing comedy. So we'll kind of flip it on here.
All right, I'll swerve it a little bit. What is there something about comedy that just makes you feel like you're dying? Like, you know, because we all know the good things about comedy, but there are a lot of bad things about comedy too.
You know what is, and you can if this doesn't answer your question, you can, I don't know, we'll figure it out. We'll find it. We'll find the answer. What is soul sucking about comedy right now is kind of like just where the business is at, where you're expected to have all these followers,
Social
to be
media.
able to have a
Yeah.
career. Because I'm also like talking to some friends that have far more followers than me, but just are lazy about promo.
They're
I'm
not open
I'm
for Jim
outselling
Jeffries.
them 5 times over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because I hustle and I know how to promote, and because I have to know how to promote. I don't know. So the needing the followers is frustrating. Also, like, I don't know. I would like to get to a place where there's like, I have some sort of barrier between me and people afterwards. Because I had a really weird situation in North Carolina a few weeks ago where I was cornered at my merch table by some guy who was saying really creepy things.
I apologize.
And
Thank you for doing the podcast.
Thank you. Yes,
JP thought he was going to see
Yeah.
the Olympian Lisa Curry.
And it was just like, in that moment, I was like, I cannot fucking wait till I get to the level of theater so I can have security and somebody else works my fucking merch table. But it's also hard because I like talking to people after shows because I like to be. Last night, I was in Baton Rouge and I was asked, these guys were talking to me at the merch table afterwards, and I can't not like something about comedy. I'm like, I hate this part, but I love
But also,
it.
it's great.
But so I was talking to these two guys, and I asked one, like, how did you end up at the show tonight? And he goes, well, I was in New York. I'm like, I love theater. I went to go see some plays and stuff in New York, and I was staying across from the Comedy Cellar. And so I popped in to see a show, and then it just got me into comedy. And I was like, oh, cool. I go, I used to live across the street from the Comedy Cellar. And he's like, oh, nice. And I was like, yeah, it was like this little 2-story walk-up. And he's like, yeah, I was in a 2-story walk-up. And I was like,
What?
what? And he's like, well, it was like this big, there was like a skeleton key and whatever. And I was like, that's my, and like he pulled up his Airbnb.
Same building?
And he had
Nice.
rented the place that I lived, which my friend has a lease on, which is up tomorrow. And now I'm trying to see if I could take over the lease. But if
All right.
anybody can
You trying to get to New York?
fund me for that, no, I can't move to New York right now. I'm insane.
Let me know how much it is, because I'll come once a month. Just saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What is this? Got timeshare? Are we gonna?
Yeah,
start
we're gonna
timeshare?
I think
I'd
so.
like to go to
I mean,
New York
it's
too.
like it's on McDougal. It's $2,400 a month.
Oh, my,
so,
right across from the
yeah.
cellar.
Directly,
Yeah,
you can roll
that's-
down the stairs into the cellar.
I know a comic we just opened for that lives like right there,
Of
like
course.
right, yeah, like
Yeah.
2 blocks away, and I'm
course he
like,
does, yeah.
how, that's like next me
He's
living
also
next.
a millionaire, so
I know, but like
you know.
that's like me living next to a Chinese buffet. Like I couldn't trust myself.
I
would
live
be there
next to
every
one.
night.
Oddly
Yeah.
enough, you do too.
I
Oh,
would
yeah.
love.
No,
I would love
walking
to live
distance,
there
walking.
again.
Okay. Yeah.
I would die just a pizza alone. I mean, I was there in November, and I was just like, how do people do it? But like, of course, I'm living a tourist life, But
Yeah.
I love everything about that city.
Yeah,
I think-
it's the best city.
I think what you described about being cornered after a show by a creep or just unwanted interactions with fans.
Mm-hmm.
That's like such a scary part, I think, of comedy for women.
It's
And I think that
fucking
not
weird.
enough people talk about it. Like,
We've had the talk because I always get like, how come you don't have more female headliners? And I'm like, one, I only have a certain thing to play with, but two, the biggest thing I've heard is like, correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of females who are on the road by themselves don't go do one-nighters because you're popping here and there. It's safer and it's better to go to a club. You go in on this date, you leave on this date, you got your hotel
Sure.
room, but you're not on the road. You're flying in and out.
I don't know that's not true of friends I have, although...
And obviously not you,
Well,
because,
and
yeah.
you have provided a hotel. There's some one-nighters that are like, yeah, you can stay on my buddy Frank's
Yeah.
couch. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I've done that. I'm past that. And I've had a lot of weird fucking
won't even stay on
experiences
Frank's
with
couch.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
Maybe
Frank's couch has
Josh's.
fucking bed bugs, and Frank has bed bugs. And it's like,
That's the least of Frank's problem.
I am though. I've been driving around. I don't know why I'm whispering.
Yeah,
they
you
can't
can-
hear me. I've been driving around since November I usually will fly back and forth for gigs, but because I was filming my special, I'm like, I want to squeeze in as many fucking shows as possible. And there's a lot of one-nighters that are like $200 on a Monday, and it's like not worth flying to.
Right,
but
yeah.
if you're already in the air, anyway. So I've been traveling with my dog.
I saw that.
Okay, I'm like, I have a German Shepherd. I snuck her in
I saw
the
the
side
videos.
door.
That's
So
fine.
I don't know if she's allowed to be in this hotel.
I don't know
I have no
either,
idea.
but we've had a comedian bring 2 of his Yorkies and hung out in there.
Oh.
And I have more pictures of me and the dogs than the whole show. So if you want to bring them in there, I'll be
sure
fine.
if
So,
Mo
yeah,
was
like,
here, he'd
all
bring
of
his
that to say,
possum.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel safer with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the road because
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
a German Shepherd?
Yeah.
For real. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a badass dog.
Yeah, she's great. She's the best. I'm gonna leave her in the room during the show, though. Otherwise, she'll just bark at people.
Go back. You're like,
She'll be like, what are you fucking doing?
Well, Lisa, thank you for doing this. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're looking for a great show tonight. Tell us where everyone can find you. Well, I think we covered that, but
Listen,
say it again.
just follow me on Instagram and Venmo at Olympian Lisa Curry. I would really appreciate that. I got to bump the other Lisa Curry out of the top
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
I'm
gotta
like
take over that
70K
Google.
behind her.
I just went through that. I just became the #1 Tyler Arceneaux on Google. So
That's amazing.
I'm not here to
I'm sorry,
brag,
does
but
the
if
other
you need
one have
if you
medals?
need any tips, yeah, no.
The other
Look,
guys
you got a mountain to climb, Lisa. I get it. I get it.
The other guys get like a Martin Scorsese movie, and then you're gone. You're gonna be like page 12.
It is a fun thing to be competitive with, though, because I'm highly competitive, and I'm like, all right, let me fucking compete with an Olympian. What?
Well, thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you for
it.
having me.
Hell yeah, we're dying down here. Lisa Curry.
Lisa Curry.
What a fun interview.
Yeah, very fun. Very good show. We had Sophia Alexander, who was with her, and our buddy Michael Corey did a opening spot, and it was a
good one.
solid show, man.
Yeah, it was a good show. Lisa brings, like, I guess the best way to describe her is like a little electric ball of energy. I mean, she got up on here, did a little act out, I remember. Just so much fun, and that interview was excellent.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, check her out. She has a special, and she writes and opens for Jim Jeffries, and yeah, it was a good hang. Good hang after we took her to cafe, and they ate all kind of weird stuff, and we had a good old time.
Lisa Curry.
Lisa.
Yeah, full disclosure, we don't remember the interview, so we're trying to rack our brains about
That's
that night.
almost a month and a half
That
ago.
is the downside of this format.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch them ahead of time. What am I, a nerd? What am I gonna study?
There's only so much I could hear my voice.
I know I didn't delete it, so it was okay.
Wait, was that like a concern?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Halfway-
I guess whenever
halfway-
we're sitting on the audio for so long, it's like, well, I hope it's okay.
If you guys knew the ones we deleted. So, like Chappelle, no, he was
Yeah.
just smoking too much. He kept hitting this on his leg.
Not enough N-words, honestly. I wanted more.
Oh, boy. Richard Pryor.
Oh, yeah, that was-
He just laid there.
Yeah.
So stupid. Anyway, all right. He's dead, guys. All right,
Yeah.
that was dumb. Bert Kreischer, he never showed up.
And he kept his shirt on.
Yeah. We were like, no, you take it. He's like, it's too cold in here. We're like, all right, you wait outside. No, yeah, it was great. So no, it's always fun. These interviews are fun for us, and it's usually like crunch time because it's usually right before the show. So it's like, all right, we got to get it done, hold the door and everything. But she was totally fun.
Yeah, I like. I mean, Lisa was great. She was very engaging. It's nice whenever, we don't have to be the ones to carry the conversation.
Yeah.
So she was great.
Yeah. Lucia Bakehouse is a small batch from scratch bakery. Step into a world where traditional craftsmanship meets modern flair and indulge your senses in the exquisite artistry of their creations. From buttery croissants that shatter with each bite to innovative twists on classic pastries, Lucia is here to refine your pastry expectations. Visit them today, Lucia Bakehouse. Is it time?
It's time for everybody's favorite segment. The reason that at least 1% of you tune into this show.
And we know who you are.
Yeah.
Fred,
The Hacks.
the
It's
Watchers.
time for Hack Watch! All right. Festival season is upon us, Jason.
Oh, like
I
King
have-
Cake Festival? Boudin Festival?
I have this, yes.
Rice Festival?
I have Festivus is upon us.
Oh, boy.
I have been helping a couple of different people make tapes recently. So I figure a great Hack Watch episode right now would be some tips, tricks, just everything we've learned up to this point about making tapes. Because we've referenced and we've talked about making tapes throughout our various episodes, but we haven't really honed in on it. So I have in my head some ideas to just kind of get started. But really, whenever you're looking to make a tape, I think the most important thing to realize is that it will probably not get all watched.
No.
Right? It is very, as somebody who watches tapes for festivals.
I have done 3 festivals, and let me tell you, if you're not catching you're not catching my ear in the first 30 seconds,
Yep.
it's hard to make it past a minute.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do not make the mistake of putting your best joke at the end of the tape.
Yep.
Do not make the mistake of relying on some sort of callback that really makes the set good. Try to find you're going to see 3 to 7 minutes talked about. Some festivals are going to want 3. Mm-hmm. Some festivals are going to want 5 to 7. I would never submit 7 minutes. Mm-hmm. Submitting 7 minutes is a waste of time. Even if the festival says they want 7 minutes, don't submit 7 minutes.
They say 5 to 7, shoot for 5.
Submit 5. And start strong.
Yeah.
Pick it, you have to start and stop your tape without cuts. You don't get to make a best of. You don't make a highlight reel. You need to start it and stop it. Don't do your intro. If you're starting with the first joke of the set, then start with you starting your joke. Don't show the host bringing you up or anything like that, and start strong. I think it is the way we develop comedy. A lot of people talk about it as like a sandwich. You put your best jokes up top. You put your best jokes at the end. You work around with the filler in the middle.
Can I just add, no crowd work? Don't do
No
crowd
crowd
work.
work. Yeah, no crowd work.
All right.
But a tape is not a sandwich. All right, you want your best stuff up top. Because, like I said, it is unlikely that somebody's going to watch more than a few minutes of it. So you want to catch their eye. You want to be hitting them hard up front. Good audio, good video. I mean, as good as you can, right? Audio is more important than video.
I was about to interject because there's a lot of people getting ready for submit for Skankfest, and Rebecca, who's one of the queen of Skankfest, she stated that here's some tips, and one of them was audio's better than video. Now,
Right.
you want it to still be able to see you and everything, but audio is key because
Yeah.
what else do you need?
Yeah, and Rebecca went as far as to say clear audio and don't worry about the crowd reaction because people watching, they know better. They know like whether it's a hot crowd, which is true.
Yeah.
So I would say typically if you're making videos and making reels, crowd reaction is a big deal.
Yeah.
But for festival tapes specifically, you heard it from one of the queens of festivals herself. The crowd reaction, not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Right? Not the same as making reels or wanting to release footage. Just worry about good, clean audio, strong jokes, best stuff up top, start to finish. Well, what else do you look for as somebody who, actually goes through a lot of tapes?
So I would definitely say start it as you don't include the whole intro and you walking up. You're just wasting time. When you hit play, it should be 1 to 2 seconds and then you're into it because they already know who you are. They don't need the intro, and just start it. Like you record a set, you record a 10-minute. And you may have to like plan a set like, hey, I am recording this so I can submit to this, so I need to start with the best.
That's a good point.
And
you might have to do a specific set in order to get the tape you want.
I am going to try to do that this Friday because I still don't know what I'm going to submit. So my host set, which is even up against the grain there, but I'm going to plan that and try to. I may even have like an intro after I do my little intro thing, and then when I start my set, I know what I'm going to do. Bang, 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 because I want to see if I can use that. But yeah, start it with your once you're up there, start it right when you're talking and your best joke and hit them because that's the first impression. Because when I'm watching these, I'm sitting in my bed, I'm drinking a glass of whiskey. Sometimes my cat's at my feet, my dog's here. I may be kind of not watching the screen, but I'm listening. And if that joke hits, that's catching my eye, or my ear real quick. So I would say that's the best thing. And then try not to let too much fluff in there, and you just.
That's important too.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real, because I've seen, like, I have people send me tapes, and I've seen where like they'll do a series of tags that don't get hits.
Yeah.
Guess what? Those jokes aren't good enough for your tape.
Yeah.
That set that night wasn't good enough. Maybe that joke is good enough, but that night it wasn't good enough. Redo it. You may not get that tape your first shot, and that's okay.
There's a difference between doing like a 10-minute set on a normal show where it's loose and you got some time. You may even get to riff a little bit, versus like, hey, this is my final essay. And this is it. It's not a rough draft. Here you go. Read this, and you need to be hooked from the beginning and stay on top of it.
That's such a good way to put it. This is not your rough draft.
Yeah.
Right. This is what you've worked towards.
Yeah.
Just to let some of you guys know, do not wait till you need a tape to make a tape.
Yeah.
All right. The last thing you want to do is have to be up against a deadline for submitting to a festival, or have a producer that you have the ear of and they want to see a tape and you don't have one. Take care of that shit ahead of time. This is what I have in my repertoire at all times. I have a 3-minute tape, I have a 5-minute tape, and I have a 5-minute clean tape.
Nice.
Over the past year and a half, I've had those 3 things at all times. If somebody wants anything, I can
It's a
send
portfolio. That's essentially what you need. And look, we talked about the technology part of it on previous episodes, but anyone who's watching this, if you need anything, let me know. I will tell you what to use. If you got money, you want to buy a nice camera, great. If not, if you just got your phone, I'll tell you, get this tripod mount. You can get one for $30 off of Amazon. If you want a little external mic thing, I mean, it's not bad.
Your phone is good enough.
Your phone
if
is
you
good
have
enough.
a new generation iPhone or a Samsung or a Pixel or something like that, your phone is good enough
for video, and depends
and
on the
audio.
Depends on the
Sometimes,
setup of the room. But if the room's weird and they only have like one speaker, but it's gonna be a good show, there's other little things you can do.
Yep.
So just again, reach out. We'll ask somebody. We'll give you all the
don't reach
support.
out to me, but
Okay. Don't call me either. I won't call you. All right.
is that Hackwatch?
That's your part.
All right, what you got, dude?
Oh, well. This would be the worst hack watch ever because I'm not going angry. We're pretty.
That's what I'm trying to. I'm trying to lift people up.
This is don't be a hack.
Yeah,
watch.
Exactly. That's fine.
We're watching you not be.
Don't be a hack watch.
Don't be a hack watch. So mine.
Who watches the Hack Watchers?
Open mic.
I don't know Italian. Is that Italian? Latin.
We're so
let's go
dumb.
to commercial.
This podcast called "We Might Be Dumb."
That's your line.
So my part, I'm gonna piggyback on yours. Is what else do you now? You got this beautiful venue. This
Tape.
video. You got a tape from a beautiful venue.
Got this beautiful video.
You got
of
this
me.
video. You got a VHS tape, and you have to record on VHS. They don't want it digital. When we say a tape,
It took me a second to like register what it
What
was you were
VHS
saying, and I was like,
you know what your parents used to watch?
no,
Yeah. Okay.
a laser disc is what you need.
Yeah, a laser disc, crank projector. Just draw a picture of your set. Just make it move. Hey, it's me, you guys.
It's like one of those like Post-it notes. You
Yeah,
just
it
flip through it.
Airplane food's weird. Oh, I went too close. Yeah. So, all right. So you got the tape. All right. So you're submitting to the festival. They have the requirements. They tell you what to do there. They may ask about a little bio. Okay. But this is going to go for multiple things. But I'm going to talk about what you want to do once you have that tape when you're trying to get booked. So let's say you submit to a festival. Great. But now it's time for you to get some showcases. So let's say you're reaching out to me. You're going to send a nice message. First of all, you're going to check the Instagram and the website and see what my directions are. Doesn't mean drop all your shitty Instagram clips in my DMs because I'm not going to watch them. So
Message him and be like, "Can I open for Dusty Slay?"
yeah, just do that. Or just claim that you're doing it.
Yeah, just say you're opening for
Just
Dusty
say you're
Slay.
doing it and watch the drama unfold. Anyway, shout out to that dude. He's cool now. So
Is he?
what you do is you I don't know. I'm being positive.
He's not.
I'm being positive. All right.
Get out of my
Oh,
camera.
sorry. I'm being positive. So what you do is once you find the way to submit, all right, you want to make a little bio about yourself, and you want to start with your biggest credit. I did a showcase, so-and-so. You don't have to need to name the bar, just cities, okay?
Yeah.
We don't care how many open mics you've done or what headliner feature spots at open mics. Don't even say that. Don't even mention the word open mic. And put it in third person. JP Leonard is a comedian from so-and-so and has performed in yada, yada, yada. You may not have all that, but you can reference like new on the scene, but whatever. Nice
Yeah,
little
it doesn't need to be a professional bio if you don't have
No.
the credits, but some sort of introductory paragraph to your progress so far.
That's it. So
Yeah.
we kind of know what to expect. And you be polite and like, hey, would love to, see you do some shows over there. They're awesome. Would love to get on the show. I'm including, here's a link to my
Yeah.
video. Your video should be on YouTube or Vimeo. Is that right?
Vimeo, but unlisted.
But,
Oh,
yeah.
no, I'm sorry, not unlisted. It can be unlisted, but it needs to be not
private. Not
Yeah.
private.
No
But
passwords.
YouTube's the best because everyone knows YouTube is easy to watch on your phone and everything. So unless you want it public, that's up to you. But a lot of people keep things unlisted, so that way you have to have the direct link. Here's the link to it, and you include that. Here's how you can contact me. Thank you for reading this, your consideration. However, wrap it up with a bow.
That man, you're stealing words out of my mouth. At the end there, the last thing I'll always say is thank you for your consideration either way.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to hold a grudge if I don't get
No.
chosen, and I want them to know that I appreciate their time.
Even when I get really bad comics who submit things or their video, let's just say, was really bad, I'm not as mad at them. It's not like it's so much better than getting those that, hey man, how did I get on shows?
Yeah. We're not mad at you. Like we'll post your videos in the chat and make fun of you behind your back.
Yeah,
but
totally.
We're not mad at
Yeah,
you.
pull it up. But
We need a monitor.
yeah,
It's just some scrub fucking dying.
it's just our sets together. But like I get the stuff I get. Like, what if I'm too good for open mics? Okay,
Dude,
or
that-
what if you are great, but what do you have? When people are like, how do
Prove
I
it.
get booked? I'm like,
Prove
hey,
it.
if I've never seen you before and no one's recommended you that I know, don't get your friend Earl to recommend you if I don't know Earl, and you don't have a video clip or anything that I can trace you. It's the internet. I am tracing you. I'm looking what you're doing. Then you've got to fall on that knife and go, hey, I may have to audition and prove myself or whatever. But you send all that stuff, kill them with kindness. Here's the thing. Don't go more than 2 short paragraphs. It shouldn't be more than like my whole phone scrolling, okay?
Because
Nice.
I won't.
I won't.
I'll TLDR it and
Yeah.
just try to find the good stuff.
And nice and simple, boom, thanks. And then you send that. And once you've got that little bio or little intro, a salutations and a exit salutations, and then you've got the link to your video, that's it. And then that's all you need to do.
The very first time I went out to Austin, I worked
Texas?
Yes,
Okay.
Austin, Texas. Not to be confused with
Austin the guy.
last time I was inside Austin.
Bring him out. Sorry.
He just walks from behind the curtain.
Hey, I'm Austin.
Ariel Isaac Norman actually gave me a list of recs, and every single person on that list, I sent roughly the exact same thing to, just copy and pasted.
Dude, when I
And,
went to New York, dude, I had everything. And I just like copy, paste, paste, you know. I
Yeah.
even apologize. Hey, sorry if you get too many of these. Here, you know, that's it. But if you have someone who can recommend you and it'll be your reference, start with that. Hey,
that's a big deal.
So
Yeah.
if you're friends with me and Tyler, hey, Tyler told me to said I should hit you up. However you want to do it. And then you put your stuff in there. JP's told me to hit you up. Then if someone's messaged me and say, hey, Tyler told me to hit you up, I trust Tyler. I
Yeah.
know he's not going to give me.
Don't lie on me, guys.
Yeah.
Do not lie on me.
You have to give me the last four of his social. Like Tyler,
Like a
1287 told me to hit you up.
like you're sending Venmo.
Yeah.
Please verify.
Verify. I'm going to send you a QR code. You have to scan it and then pick all the squares with the bicycles, and then I'll watch your clip. So that's it. That's the best hack watch we've done.
Man, let me tell you, if you follow these steps and you don't get booked, call Jason and be mad, because that's some good advice.
Yeah.
So if it don't work, bug him about
Send me
it.
your social, your mom's maiden name, and the street you grew up on. And then
That was
I'll
Hack
book you.
Watch, baby.
That's Hack Watch.
Hell yeah.
Thanks to our sponsor, Ounce of Hope Aquaponic Cannabis Company. Ounce of Hope provides high-quality CBD and Delta-8 through an advanced aquaponic system for the utmost in quality products. Check them out at ounceofhope.com.
Want to give a big shout out and thanks to our sponsor, Gator Custom Graphics. They are a local full-service sign shop specializing in banners, wide format printing, and vehicle graphics. From your business card to your storefront, Gator has your sign and printing needs covered. Check them out at GatorCustomGraphics.com.
All right, what are we on to next?
Rex with a Z.
Rex. Oh,
Rex is good.
Oh. You just gave me my Rex because
All
I
right.
didn't have one. Can I do it?
Yeah, absolutely. Kick us off.
I am going to recommend, it's not a special, I'm going to recommend some podcasts that make me happy in this world.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to throw a couple out there. So first of all, everyone knows I'm a Tuesday. Tuesdays with Stories, Mark Norman and Joe List. You may have heard of them. That's my go-to. That's one of two podcasts I listen to religiously. The other one is the JRVP, Jeselnik Rosenthal Vanity Project. JRVP, you're supposed to say that. But Anthony Jeselnik's podcast. I listen to those weekly. I can't wait for them to come out. They are wonderful. You get a little deeper into the world of comedy with Mark and Joe. And then, Jeselnik, he's been doing theaters. He's a little bigger and everything.
Does he talk about comedy, though?
Oh, he does, yeah.
Okay.
And he talks about the road and how his
I'll have to
shows
check that
go.
out because I love Jeselnik.
Really good. And then, his co-host is his best friend. They went to Tulane together, but he works for the NFL. But they don't go nerd football or whatever. And then at the end, they always do recommendation station, and they recommend books, movies. I mean, when I'm in Barnes & Noble and I need a book, I pull that up and I'll look and see. So I did that Sunday with the kids. So those, but also since you said Z,
Regs.
the Regs.
I knew it.
That's Bobby Kelly. That's Dan Soder. That's Joe List and Louis J. Gomez. We've had 3 out of 4
God,
of those
where you at,
in
Dan?
here. Wait, we've had each of those 3 twice. Dan Soder 0. Someone
Dan.
I'm gonna tag him.
Tag him.
That's fine. But that's a wonderful podcast that it's just, but they get in the nerd of comedy, and I love that. I
Honestly,
love it inside.
Joe List at his best.
Yes.
Joe is a shining star
Yeah.
on that show. Just bringing the heat,
Yeah.
the puns.
And that only comes out once a month, but you can watch it on YouTube with the video, and it's really, really good. This is just for comedy nerds. You know what, dude? Robert Kelly, like him again. I know you're a big fan of Bonfire with him and Big
Yeah,
J.
absolutely.
It just depends on what you like, but those are the ones I kind of go through the most. But that's just a comedy. I'm just been comedy podcast nerding lately, and so that's all I've been listening to. So that's my Rex.
I have 2 recs. First one is also a podcast.
What?
This is a podcast called Tell Me a Joke by the maniacal menace himself, Kyle motherfucking Smith.
Yeah. I was going to say, I've heard of that. I listened to it today.
Representing Young Funny.
Yep.
Kyle is a comedian from New Orleans who now lives in Houston. He's lived in L.A. as well doing comedy. Kyle is an absolutely stellar comedian. And he's making a splash in Houston.
Yeah.
I'm on the most recent episode. Go check it out. It's honestly one of the best comedy conversations I've had recently.
Yeah, I listened to it today. It was good.
We got into it. Patrick Eady was recently on it. Will
Who?
Oden, Grady Pruitt, a ton of great comedians.
Yeah, he's getting the ballers.
Yeah,
so.
he is. He's getting all the big Houston hitters. Check him out. Maniacal Menace on Instagram. Tell Me a Joke on Spotify, Podbean, all that good stuff. All right, my last rec. I won't say this is controversial, but it is a little weird. I'd like to recommend Red Bar Radio. Not even necessarily
Red Bar Radio.
Not even necessarily going to the website to pay for Red Bar Radio, because I don't do that. I just watch clips on YouTube.
Oh, that guy.
But Red Bar, his name is Mike David. I believe he's from Chicago. I want to say he's potentially a failed comedian from the past, but all he does is criticize comedians, podcasts. And look, normally I'm the kind of person that whenever there's people like this that are just haters, I won't give them the time of day. But there is something about this guy that I like.
That dude funny. And if
does
he don't
it
like
right.
you, get ready.
He does it right. He does it funny. I don't think I've ever seen him say anything good about anybody before. Everybody is under fire. Don't
tag him, please.
go on YouTube. Let's tag him.
Let's tag him.
Let's get him. Let's get him. Yeah, he would hate us.
We're pretty cool.
Yeah, he doesn't like anybody.
Okay,
I'm telling you, he would not.
He must know my wife. All right, thank you.
YouTube search, just YouTube search Red Bar. A ton of clips come out every week of him shitting on big comedians, and they get in public back and forths too. Like comedians will talk about him on their podcasts.
I saw the last one, which got a lot of traffic of him calling out someone for stealing a certain Bill Burr joke. And
yeah,
that was brutal.
Uncle Taser.
Yep.
Sister Laser.
We're trying not to say real names on here. I don't know. Okay, you started it, but
I mean, it's fine. I'm not saying anything about the guy.
yeah. But yeah, that was I would not want to be on the receiving end of that.
No,
and it was
hell
brutal.
no.
And then he had someone went to an Uncle Phaser show. What do we say? Uncle Laser.
Undercover.
Yeah, went to an Uncle. It was Uncle Laser, guys. And went to his show, and they had a Q&A at the end, and they asked him, and then he got upset because he realized the guy was filming, and he tried getting some stuff at the end. But this dude airs it all out. It's brutal. Don't ever steal jokes, because if he finds you, good for him and Cat Williams, you're screwed. So
Uncle Laser stole that joke, right?
Allegedly, I'm not saying anything, but just look at the time.
Kind of looks like it, right?
Those backs, Red Bar.
That's my Rex.
All right.
What's next? Dates? What do we do?
Dates.
What do we do?
I don't know.
Is this the end of the podcast?
Oh man.
I'll go ahead and start.
All right, you go ahead, Ball.
On February 12th, I will be at OB's. That is next Monday. There's the day after this comes out. I'll be at OB's opening for Patrick Eady.
Man, I want to go to that.
February 16th, I will be doing Don't Tell in New Orleans.
Ooh.
I do not know where the venue's at, but I'm sure you can go find tickets on the Don't Tell website. Huh?
Who booked that?
I don't know who books it, but I'll tell you who put me on it after this. I don't want to out them. 2/17, I'm doing Gator Cove with some Cajun idiots.
That's called Gator Fight.
That's
Ball.
that Gator Fight, dude.
Yeah. I'm gonna be there.
Gator
I'll be hosting
Fight.
that. It's real quick. It's about Wildcat Brothers Distillery. They make rum right here, the old Gator Cove,
And they serve it. They make it in there. I didn't know
yes,
that.
they have the whole property. They took it over, and dude, their drinks, they're smoked old fashioned with
shit.
rum. Boy,
Bro, I'm
that's
looking
some
forward
good
to that.
stuff.
That's
so
coming.
yeah, and tickets are flying. We're almost sold out, so get on that.
Really?
Yep.
Dang, February 22nd, Ghost Roast at the station in Baton Rouge. I will be putting on my Macho Man Randy Savage jacket and making fun of Drew Gotro, who will be pretending to be John Gotti. Cannot wait.
That's going to be a wicked comb over.
Did you see the last episode of First Five? He ain't wearing no hat.
Bro, I know.
He's like practicing. I don't know what he's doing. 223, we have Wait What? I'll let you say that. You look like Adopted Dog. We're doing those together.
All right. So I'll be on one of those that Tyler's on. That's the February 17th Gator Fight. February 23rd, Wait What? A comedy drinking game. That is
that
Isaac Cozell and Jeffrey Gaucher out of New Orleans. What happens, comedians get on stage. There's something written behind them. They don't know what it is. When they say something that's on that sign, the designated drinker drinks, and the whole crowd drinks. So be very fun. That's the Friday here at Club 337. And then on Saturday night, February 24th, it's You Look Like Comedy Roast Battle. We're bringing Will Loden and crew in from Houston, Texas. It was brutal last time, and Daddy made it to the finals, but lost against some loser who moved away. I love you, Josh Jordan.
I will be going up against the one and only Joshua motherfucking Watts on You Look Like. So get ready, buddy.
Yeah,
get ready, friend.
Yeah, that's just gonna be brutal. Wednesday, February 28th, we had to reschedule Hair of the Dog Comedy Night at Adopted Dog Brewing. Get on that. Tickets all flying. March 1st, I'm just going to do a couple dates. March 1st, we're going to Comedy at the Cap back at Rally Cap in Baton Rouge. You're on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got 1st. A good killer lineup on that. Finalize it today. Monday, a special Monday show at 7:30. March 4th, Steve Lawley, he is back. We had him here. He's open and wrote for Cat Williams. He had a podcast with Eddie Pepitone. He's going to be here. March 7th, the legendary Paula Poundstone at the ACA. Friday, March 8th, A Better Trip with Shane Moss. Dude, tickets are flying for that. This is his comedy, science, and psychedelic show.
Let me get on that.
But it's good. March 9th.
Who books that?
I think Shane Moss Balls. March 9th, I will be hosting 2 shows at the Hyman for Cajun Comic Relief. That is on sale now. You can find it on our website. March 12th, Gareth Reynolds from the Dollop Podcast will be here. Tuesday, March 26th, someone's getting destroyed as Steve Hostetter returns. And to close out Friday, March 29th, OnlyFans, get ready. Karen Feehan and Aaron Putnam will be here. So many more going into April and beyond. Dusty Slay, Robert Kelly, Mike Kaplan, Chris Porter, Ariel Elias, Sam Talent's coming back, just a few others. We got some special announcements that's coming up for some shows that we have not announced yet, but it's Dude, heating up, buddy.
You probably named 13, 14 different people there. One of them I have seen their butthole.
Sorry,
Sam Talent.
Oh, okay. That's what I said. Wait, I was just trying to think who.
Yeah, you know who. You're the one that said the OnlyFans
Oh,
reference.
yeah, sorry.
You know who it is.
I was just like Robert Kelly.
Robert Kelly's butthole is a mess.
Yeah. Put on that incognito tab and do some Googling. That's it. Thanks to our sponsors, Lucia Bakehouse, brand new on the sponsorship. Also, Gator Custom Graphics, our brand new tablecloth that you'll be seeing more. And also, Ounce of Hope provided the big banner behind us. We got some things coming. We're going to be changing it up. My little gift didn't make it here this time, but it's about to look good. So if you want to get in on the sponsorship, hit us up, Lafayette Comedy. You can sponsor both the comedy thing, the shows, and also the podcasts individually, and we'll do whatever we can for you. Thank you for supporting us. And episode 7 of We're Dying Down Here.
Yep. As always, we're dying down
wait.
here.
How can they find you, Tyler?
We didn't
We're
do that.
Stupid.
Well, Jason, it's funny that you should ask. I am at the Tyler A everywhere, including the.com, thetylara.com. Please go subscribe to my YouTube and follow me on Instagram. Everything else is Lanyap. Those are the things I care about. Yeah.
All right. And I am the JP Leonard, thejpleonard.com. You can also go to fleshdaddy.org.com.
That's so
Wait,
true.
fleshdaddy.com or fleshdaddy.org.
Can you please make it .org.com?
.org.com / tilde suppository, and on social media at the JP Leonard. My YouTube, I haven't kicked that up, but instead you need to subscribe to the Lafayette Comedy YouTube channel, and of course you can follow Lafayette Comedy on everything, even the TikToks and all that stuff. But YouTube is where we're trying to get right now. Check it out. Again, this podcast is on YouTube. It's on Spotify with video, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, everything. It's out there.
OnlyFans, Rumble,
I haven't
Fox
set that one
News.
up yet. Oh, boy.
We are everywhere.
Nambla Monthly.
And we're dying down here.
We're dead.